It was a nice day outside, so I decided to do this out by the water. I live about 5 minutes from the beach. But this topic was brought to me by my brother Daniel, how people interact with strangers, and I've been all over the world, so I decided to take it, that one step farther, and how people interact with people in the US versus overseas. The first thing I got to say about interacting with people in America is that it's very brief. It's a good 70% of the time that when you interact with a stranger in the US, you're going to get a brief answer, and the interaction is over pretty much as soon as it starts, and it's nothing memorable. There's the exception sometimes, but most of the time it's real brief, and there's really nothing that special about it. Now when you're overseas and you come up to a stranger, for directions or for any reason, the first thing that you're going to notice is that almost every single time you're going to get this overwhelming sense of happiness coming from that person, like they're really, really nice and really happy. It doesn't matter where they are, whether it be Kuwait, Bahrain, Dubai, all these places near Afghanistan and Iraq. From an outsider's point of view, they seem to have a lot more problems, but that doesn't seem to affect them that much. They're genuinely nice people. For example, I was in Bahrain, and I went into this Cold Stone, which is an ice cream place, and I started talking to the guy behind the counter because the previous time that we were in Bahrain, there was riots going on. A lot of us got trapped on base, and we were real worried about that. I started talking to him about it, and he replied that the riots, for one, were nowhere near base, which we were told they were right outside base and it was directed towards us. Secondly, he told us it had nothing to do with our military being there. It was over religious purposes. It was nothing bad. It was on the other side of town, nowhere near base. So the information that we got was incorrect. But after talking to him for about 30 minutes or so, me and my buddy were about to leave. And I was gonna buy a drink from him, and he said, "No, here you go, man. Just take it. Just remember, tell people about my store." And I said, "All right, man." That's not the first time I've gotten things for free overseas, just from genuinely nice people, just having a conversation with somebody. Another example would be when I was in Dubai. I went to this the spice market, and I went to this one store, got this really big bottle of water, and I didn't have any cash. I had a credit card. Turns out he didn't take credit cards, so he said, "You know what, man, just go ahead and take it, it's fine." And that's something I'm personally going to remember for the rest of my life, because you don't find that kind of friendliness in the States. You don't find that kind of hospitality. These people are genuinely nice people. I've been into active war zones, and I can personally say that I've never met one bad person. They all were generally nice people. Another story, we were right outside of downtown Singapore. There's a little island, if I can remember correctly, it's called Sentosa Island. And while we were on this island, me and my friends, we met up with this one older lady that was just walking around, had a backpack, and she noticed that we were lost and we needed some help getting around. Well, she volunteered to take us to where we wanted to go, which our destination from that particular spot, we didn't know it, was about a 20-minute walk. But she was happy to walk us the whole way. The entire time we were walking with this individual, she kept offering us water. She had sandwiches in her backpack as well. I was kind of hungry at the time, so I gladly took it. It was real nice. And she kept telling us about the history of Singapore, their little merlion, which is half mermaid, half fish, half lion. I don't know, half mermaid, half lion. And she kept telling us the history of Singapore, the representations of different things, and she was a really nice person. And yet again, that's another experience that you just don't find in the States, and that's something I'll remember for the rest of my life. So the bottom line to this video would be, no matter what you hear on the news, no matter what you hear from other people, take it from someone that's actually been there, that there's genuinely nice people everywhere in the world. And every place that I've been that's supposedly been hostile towards Americans have been nothing but nice and courteous to me and my friends. That's really all I have to say about this. Peace.